What's up, Blue Chips? One trade today on KKR. A little bit of a frustrating morning, as you'll see. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, I did see Amazon had their earnings yesterday. Look at what this thing did. From 1875 all the way up to 2133. Pretty much without a pullback. Look at that. It literally got up to the highs here of 2066 and only pulled back to 2062 after making a 200-point move. That's crazy. I mean, there was a little bit of a pullback here and here, but nothing like this one. So we got in on this candle right at the top, and as it started going up, it kind of put us in a weird spot because our max loss per trade happened right in the middle of this candle. So I didn't really know what to do because I'd never been put in that situation before, right? I didn't have a set rule to follow. So I kind of was making one up on the fly, and I said, okay, since it's near my max loss, we're gonna hit the add button. And since it was right through the $half area, and see if we can get that pullback, or that retrace back towards VWAP. But if you really look at it, look how stupid this first entry was. That wasn't extended at all. It wasn't off the scanner, so that was mistake number one. And it just led to me breaking all kind of rules. But it did allow me to find a new rule that I can now implement. One, I realized that I had started my shares a little too heavy because this trade was different than this trade because it was a little bit more extended on this trade versus this one. And actually, it was down here. So when the move actually started here, and when I got in, the overall move was a little bit bigger than before, so my share size should have went down, and it ended up costing me, I mean, either way I would have lost on this trade because even if I took less shares, I still would have got stopped out on this candle because this thing just ripped. It was a little unfortunate, but we ended up playing it bad, and then we ended up cutting as it went high of day here through this candle of 89. We got filled at like 94, and as you can see, we figured if it was going to go through high of day at 89, it was going to go through 32 and continue, and as you can see, it decided to shove it in our face the rest of the day that it did not go through 32, and we top ticked that thing. So it was a little unfortunate. Last Friday's video was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that live stream. Speaking of which, if you are new here, I'm Tim, Volatility Trading. We do have the Friday night live stream tonight. Don't miss it. We're actually giving away, I'm going to give you guys, since you guys are here with me live, I'm giving away 1 full year of the TraderSync journal that you guys see me use. The pro version of the TraderSync journal, I'm going to be giving away 1 full year. So make sure you tune in for that. You have to be there. It's something I'm probably going to wait a little bit until people start rolling in. The live stream's at 10:30 Eastern. And the only thing you have to do to enter is just be there. At some point, I'm going to pretty much take a tally of who's here. I'm going to give everyone a number that enters. I'm going to write it down or do whatever. I'm going to probably copy paste it into a notepad, show you guys just so you know I'm not cheating, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm going to do a random number generator. So make sure you're here tonight. They know how to test your nerves. I don't know if any of you have little ones, but I do my best so that he can give me this 45 minutes to an hour every day. And you guys that watch me every day, you know that I am always getting up to help him with something anyway. So it's not like I'm actually getting my full focus on trading. But then when you have times like that where it's like I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm about to jump in this trade, I'm not to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just jumping in a trade. It's like I'm still struggling with that confidence of, okay, there's my edge, I'm just going to jump in. Especially, after a day like yesterday where it's like you're kind of double guessing yourself, even though you have to get that out of your mind. There's always going to be those outside factors and influences in your trading. And it's when it comes to your kid, that's one that's pretty hard to ignore, right? You can't just get rid of it. So sometimes it is going to affect your trading, whether you want it to or not. And that's just that. And unfortunately, that was one of those times where it happened. Oh, that COT one's killing me. Just looking at it. I mean, that was literally a textbook trade for us, and we just missed it. Volume was there, the float was fine, gave us the $half pop, and we were just sitting there screaming in one ear, trying to be like, okay, should we enter this trade? And I mean, it was even at resistance on the daily. I looked over, saw that, and then it was just that one scream, and then I was just like, okay, I kind of took my hand off the mouse, like knowing I was about to get up. Very frustrating. But okay, moving on. We're done with that. No more excuses. Marketing asked, can you explain your money management? The new money management, sure. So basically what I'm doing is I'm looking to enter a position and I have what I'm calling one R. So whatever that R is, whether it's $25, $50, $100, $500, $1,000, doesn't matter. I'm looking to risk one R over the course of 2 entries. So what I'm doing is when I got in here right now, mine's $25 as I'm trying to figure everything out. And I actually did the math wrong. I don't know. I put it at 31. It was supposed to be 21, which we still would have got filled anyway. But basically I'm looking to get into both my entries and I'm risking 1R. So if it were to have went through 32 and got to where I was down that 1R, which is $25, I would have cut the trade. However, I got my entry and I put my range order in, risking right over high a day at 32.01 after it tried to push through and didn't. And then when it came back down, if it wanted to go back through, then we were going to stop out. But obviously it didn't. So we were actually risking less than 1R here. And so we ended up making a little less than 1R because of my mistake on the bottom part of the range order. But it ended up working out. All right, traders, hopefully you learned a little bit of something from kind of what I was talking about throughout the live stream this morning. But the trade itself, I didn't get live. If you did watch it live via the scanner page, you could see my entries as they were happening. I just didn't have the chart up, so I'll go over it real quick. So the stock was KKR, and basically we missed this first move. We were in the kitchen cooking some food for the little one, and it popped up all the way to 31.69. It got through that previous resistance, through the $0.50. Would have been a real nice entry over that $0.50. Pretty much shot right back down through 31, all the way down to 30.81. So that trade would have been an immediate gratification type trade. And then, however, it didn't really decide to keep going down. It decided to start to get bought back up, and it started to kind of grind its way back up, and it got back through that $0.50 area. So we decided to assume a double top, which is never really a good idea, but we did. And because the reason behind that was because we were still pretty extended. We were away from this previous resistance again, and we were looking for it to come back down and test it. So we jumped in for half our share size, looking for half R if it wanted to come back down, but it decided to continue. And we started with 25 shares here at 31.54. So we would not have hit our max loss until it got to 32.54. So the idea here was looking at the daily, there was some resistance there at 31.84. We were looking for this to kind of fake out around the 32 area, looking for it to go through 32. But as it started to get up there after our entry, it really started to struggle. So we decided to just add right there before 32. We actually got 31.89 because it continued to struggle. It got to 31.99 a couple times and didn't want to go through. So as it started to come back down, we hit the button for our add and we put our range order in. So we were actually only risking $15. If we want to pull the calculator up real quick, I can show you that our average was 31.71. So 32 minus 31.79, or 32.01, because we would have stopped out if it went over 32, would have been 30 cents. So our 50 share total times 31 cents was only $15.50. It should have only been 30 cents. So it's actually $15. However, we were looking to make the 50 cents for a full $25 on this trade as it came back down. However, I did the math wrong in my head. For some reason, I only did 40 cents instead of 50 cents. And we would have got filled if we had used 50 cents, but we put our order out at 31 instead of 21. And we would have got filled on both. But for some, I don't know why I did it, but when I put it in, I didn't even question it because I realized it was right above that previous resistance where we were looking for it to test. And as you can see, it did try to use that as support after coming down and giving that little VWAP a touch. So I'm not going to be mad with the overall trade. We ended up making more than we were risking, which is good. So I'm happy. That's all I have for you today. Don't forget about the live stream tonight. It starts at 10:30 Eastern. We are giving away a full year of the TraderSync Journal, the Pro Edition. So make sure you're there. That's the only way you can win, is if you're actually there. And I'll see you guys tonight. If I don't see you tonight, have a good weekend, and I'll see you Monday morning for the live stream. Peace.